Hello, Leo. Pussycat Nation, how are you? I know some of you have been very eager and waiting for me to get to you guys for your 2022 release and receive, Leo. We're going to see. Oh, but here's the thing. So, I guess this is the third year that I'm doing this. Typically, I would just do one major release and receive. I'm still using my same deck. Oh, I was actually just coming out of sort of like a state like that. Using my singing bowls, quietly meditating, opening up. You have that at the bottom. I like that. On my energy oracle deck, I would typically just do one major release and receive for you for the upcoming year. But what I decided to do was look at it in two sections. We're going to do a release and receive for the first half of 2022. And then we're going to do a release and receive for the second half of 2022. So from roughly January to June and July to December. Now, you know, this energy could be a little bit mutable as the timeline may be as well. So we're going to use the energy oracle deck, and then I'm going to use, I picked up, I didn't really think about what I picked up. I just grabbed the deck. And I didn't even think about who it was, but it's the Tarot of Positive Clarity. So we're going to use that, and I have my tiny Rider-Waite deck if I need to use it. So, Leo, there will be an extended. If you're drawn to that, the link is at the top of the description within this video. I will talk about what the extended is all about at the end of the video in case that's what you're interested in. But right now, we're going to focus on this, Leo. Release and receive for 2022 for Leo. My sweet, sweet pussycat. First half and second half of 2022. One more time. Here we go. It's funny. I feel like this, kind of like this shift of anxiety, you know, almost like, what is it going to be? What is it going to be? What is it going to be? I don't know. Let's just see. It'll all be good. It always works out in the end. It's okay. Okay, Leo, 2022, release and receive, first half and second half. Your release for the first half of 2022 is rest or rejuvenation. You know, you're coming out a little bit, maybe this is a little bit like hermit mode. You could actually be releasing yourself from how intense maybe you've been looking after yourself. Like it's a little bit like a Four of Swords. So healing and resting, not really moving beyond a lot of things outside of yourself and your spiritual practice. It could also be, and that's why I bring the tarot in, the release will tell us a bit as well. It could also be you could be opening up a new avenue of your spiritual practice, like you kind of releasing that, opening up. But it feels a little bit more strongly to me. Yeah, you know what? It's a 1 and a 9, giving us a 10. So some sort of a completion here. It could also be if you've been working on just the right sort of spiritual practice for yourself. Now, when I say the word spiritual practice, what does that mean? For some people, you might think, well, you know, yeah, it's using the singing bowls. It's having an Epsom salt bath with certain essential oils. You know, it can be, but I'm going to be honest with you. I think your spiritual practice can be about what time you go to bed, what time you wake up. Are you reading before you go to bed, or you're on an electronic device before you go to bed? What are you eating in the morning? Are you eating things that are easier to digest? Are you kind of easy now? Are you having some warm liquids, some honey or lemon with those? All of these little things can be your spiritual practice. How are you sitting on the subway or the train or whatever it is that you might use to get to work? Are you listening? If you're driving, are you listening to podcasts? If you're on a train or a subway, are you reading something that kind of fills your soul, or are you just focusing on the newspaper and the news and, like, you know, what are you doing in your everyday? It kind of feels like you're fine-tuning it to the point where you don't need to focus on that so much. It might start to become a very natural process for you. So the receive. Oh, what is this? There might be some big investment. Or, now what I'm getting with this card with financial constraints is that there could be something that is holding you back. And that might be why, it might even be why you've been fine-tuning your spiritual practice. Financial constraints, financial constraints. I get a couple of things with this. I get either needing to save your money for some sort of large purchase down the road. There could be some sort of financial situation where, you know what, things are a little tight. You haven't been making as many sales as you do at work. You're not getting the bonuses that you used to get. So you've got to tighten up a little bit with the purse strings. It's coming up as a 4. So the 1 and the 3, it does feel like a 4 of Pentacles, holding tight onto things. Maybe pulling away from your spiritual practice and focusing more on your monetary. This is going to be a very interesting reading. The second half of 2020. Oh, look at your bottom. Your bottom. I hope nobody tuned out. I want to give you that. Because look at what. This is. What the hell is going on? Okay, so you have the door to value for the second half. For the release. See, this feels like a contain and then a letting it out. I'm telling you, I feel like you're saving up for something. And then you're releasing this door to value. The 4, look at these 2 cards mirror each other. 13 and 31. They're connected. These are very strongly connected. You're completing something here that has to do with self-care. Let's just phrase it like that, real nice. I find spiritual practice can be too, it can sound too guru for people that don't necessarily want to look at their life in that terms. And it's just like your self-care, how you're looking after yourself. You're saving up for something and then you're spending on that. The receive, the world. Some sort of big new beginning. Oh, I want to get right into the tarot in this, Leo. The 5th chart, that's the only one at the bottom, and then it's all reversed. So there is something about the importance of communication for you in 2022. How you communicate, what it is that you share, and how you share that. Making sure that your voice is heard. That your side of a story is clear. Oh, this is really different from everybody else's energy. Although, you know, it does a little bit, a tiny little bit Gemini, because they had something going on with the sale or purchase or rent or lease of a home. But yours is a little bit like that. Like you are constraining your finances. You're pulling in the purse strings and then you're releasing them. For what? Let's see. Let's look at the rest of rejuvenation. Financial constraints. You're becoming more active. We'll say that. You're becoming more active with the 8 of Wands. You're becoming more active. You're releasing that. Rest of rejuvenation. You are releasing it. Okay. With the 8 of Wands coming in to clarify that, it certainly seems like a very strong indicator that you're not going to be spending a lot of time healing anymore. So perhaps you're closing off a healing cycle. And with the financial constraints, there is like this sense of perhaps maybe you're going to be focusing more on work, putting more of your time into that, how you make money. What is this? What do we have here? The 9 of Cups. Yeah, you are, you know, I really want to say, I feel like you're saving for some sort of a dream or a wish here. Yeah, you're saving for a dream or a wish is what you're going to be doing in the first half of 2022. I see Leo not going out to eat as much. I see Leo putting more money in the savings account, paying more attention about where your money's going and how it's flowing. Oh, I hope I don't get it. You know what is really weird? I'll say it here because it's coming up. So you'll notice the comments are open. I decided to open them this week. We'll see how it goes. So I already have had to block 3 different instances, specifically in the Gemini reading, where I do talk about finances, where spammers came in and said something about, yeah, how important finances is, how important your finances are. And then I can see there's like 12 to 18 comments attached to that comment. What is that? And then you can tell it's all set up, that all these people, they're all working together as one person with multiple accounts, and then trying to talk about how wonderful someone is, their financial advice and Bitcoin or whatever. I'll bet you it's going to come in here. And it really freaked me out because it's the only reading that happened. It's almost like the words that I'm using are being tracked by someone using some kind of algorithm so that they can figure out what to spam and when. That's really freaky weird. I wouldn't be surprised if it's in here, and if it is, report them and don't pay attention to that shit. Those people are just, you know, Ponzi schemes or whatever the hell it is. So, let's get back to you. After I put that little disclaimer in there, I will try to watch for it. This is definitely talking about you holding on to your money for something that you really wish for, something that you're dreaming about. All right, so we come over here. Second half, door to value, releasing it. Shut the front door. Look at, see, the sun. I'm telling you, you're on your way to saving for a dream. You're saving for some sort of dream, a hope, a wish fulfillment. And then you can do it. You're going to release the doors, and there it is. You're finding it. You're basically kind of like pulling in the spring of abundance. You're pulling that in for yourself. I do not see with these cards you suffering great financial difficulties. Maybe, who knows, that there might be some decreases in your funds, but you're gonna adjust the way you need to. And then I see you in the second half here, boom, releasing that spring. There it goes. Everything that was building up and being contained, boom, comes out, and you're running down the field of hope and dream. No, this is more like hope and dream. This is achieving it. And it's your energy. It's something you want for you. The world is what you're receiving. Damn. Yeah. You got the Empress. Big stuff. Big stuff. When I say the world, you know, I'm hearing this means the world to you. That's what you're getting. I'm sorry if it's too good. I know we've all been through a tough time the last couple, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, whatever it is for any of us. Particularly the last couple for most people. I keep pulling these out, and I'm going to tell you, as a reader, they seem pretty good for everyone that I've done so far this week. And it's not been that way the last 2 years. I have not put out this many good readings for the coming year. So I want to say that there has been a serious contraction going on with the last couple of years, and now it's like that spring. It can only be pulled back for so long, and then it needs to expand again. The contraction was pretty hard and pretty tight and pretty extreme, and now the expansion seems to be coming out. Yours is coming out big. You're going to be walking pretty, whatever it is that you're really, what means the world to you. It's part of a dream that you have for yourself here, Leo. And I see you putting in the work that you need to put in, not holding back anymore, not holding back. I see you doing what you need to do with your finances so that you can achieve your dream, like making a plan here. I'm planning ahead. And then you meet that plan. You find your dream, perhaps release your funds to it. Could have something to do with a major purchase. We're talking about money. And there it is. And this means the world to you. The Ace of Swords is at the bottom. It's really curious because he has his hand on a globe while he's writing. I always get from this card, I don't know if there's a technical term for it, but it's somebody who can read energy on objects. You know, like if you go into an antique store and they have old jewelry or old items, they could pick it up and they can hold it and they can tell you the details of the person who owned that item. They can read that way. I get that from this card. There's something more here though, because you're ending with the World, and this person has their hand on it. It's a little bit like writing your own destiny based on what means the most to you, what means the world to you. And meeting it, getting it, acquiring it. Has something to do with the truth, the spoken word, the written word. Real interesting layout. I'm so proud of you guys. I'm so happy for you too. Let's see, let's clarify. Let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's get into the nitty gritty of all of this. Okay, you're releasing rest and rejuvenation, and we have the 8 of Wands. You are moving around. Look at that, the 4 of Swords, the 5 of Pentacles. It feels like you are ready to meet the unknown. You are ready to utilize your internal guidance system. You have healed it the best way that you've needed to heal it. And it almost sort of feels like you can't really heal it anymore. Whatever healing that you've been going through that's been involved sort of holding back with the 4 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles, being isolated, being excluded from certain groups or people or places in your life. And just opening up your intuition. It feels like it would be detrimental to you, or you recognize that, to sit in this, I don't want to say complacent, but it could be complacent energy. It could start to become complacent. Perhaps that's where that would lead. If you've, been through a healing cycle, if you get into the habit of doing that and just being withdrawn all the time, it can start to turn into complacency. So I do feel that you're recognizing that, and you're just realizing it's time to end a cycle. It was a 10, and now I'm getting it as a 1, which is coming up like this ace. Having some clarity here. Clarity about what you didn't have clarity before in, and moving. Really moving with it. Moving and communicating. Movement and communication, and saving what you need to save for a plan a few months ahead of time is what you've got going on here. And then you follow it through and you get it. Financial constraints. I want to do these separate. Why is my skin so itchy? I don't know. Financial constraints. Wow. The Emperor in Judgment. It has a feeling of a slight contraction to get ready for a big explosion. Nothing can really stop you from doing this with the Emperor and the Judgment card. The 9 of Cups. This seems to be connected to your dream, your hope, your wish. I don't know what came out first. I don't think it matters. The 10 of Cups, the Magician, and the Hanged Man. There's something that you're thinking about, and maybe that's how the constraint comes in. There's something, these are all really major cards. Your clarifiers are all major arcana except the 10 of Cups, which is a pretty major minor. You know exactly what it is that you want. When you were in the first half of 2022, Leo, you are just going to know. If there's been any fogginess, or something that's been around you that's been unclear, or trying to search something within yourself that you quite haven't really put your finger on it yet, you're going to be so confident in what you know. That's really going to be gone here. And then the only thing that I see that shows up in terms of getting what it is that you finally understand that what you want for yourself is not knowing what that is, but how to get there, or how to apply yourself in certain ways that you can achieve it with this Hanged Man. You're going to do it. You're going to do it. So this also has the feeling of one who is trying to figure something out by being reserved and held back, and then changing that around and figuring something out more by being in the situation and observing it. Like actively participating with the Magician and the Judgment card. It's true, because sometimes we can't get all our answers from thinking about it or planning. Eventually, you just have to kind of jump into the soup. And then that gives you the perspective that maybe you've been lacking. I don't feel like you're coming in with a huge lacking perspective in terms of what it is that you want. You're making that very clear for yourself. Releasing. It has a feeling too of releasing yourself to the journey. Door to value, the Eight of Wands. Man, we're talking movement and hope. The Eight of Wands and the Knight of Cups. I know, Leo. It's too good to be true. Somebody said that in the Aries reading. And I can tell, as a reader, I thought, well, it seems too good to be true. But I can't. I won't lie with the cards. And I mean, if the cards are kind of telling you, you know what? I don't know. I'll tell you, I don't know. I think you're going to have to spend some time hermiting. You are coming out of the gates. You will invest here what you need to invest to reach your dream. If that is an emotional aspect of you, you will invest that. If that is, just allowing yourself to be driven by your desires and your passion and your hopes and your dreams, you're going to do that. If you need to invest your money here to do it, you're going to do it. The Sun. Man, could we get any more Leo energy in this? Shit me. The Star and the Strength card. Oh man, you're on your way to making your dreams happen. Whatever you're doing right now, if this reading is resonating with you, and I know I'm reading the future, so it's hard to say, but I want to say, if it would resonate with you, if you've been doing a lot of internal work as of late, and you've been asking yourself some really deep questions, and not quite coming out with the answers that make you feel satisfied about your path or your journey. Okay, I feel like that's how this would resonate, because this is telling me that you're going to come to that realization. And you're going to be coming out of the gates big, big, big. This is almost always like being a round peg in a square world and trying to figure that out. Figuring it out. I don't know how I could ever get myself to be a square peg in this square world because I'm a round peg. And then just sneaking out one day and looking around and saying, yeah, see, all I see are these square holes. There's a round hole. And then you know, I got it. I see it. I know. Like, that's the certainty here. That is the certainty. There's no second guess here with these cards. And there's so much major arcana. This is a huge shift that you're really meant to be doing at the right time here, Leo. Wowzers, honey. This is your dreams. This is healing. This is you've earned it through perseverance and self-control. Yeah. Leo, Leo, Leo. You're written all over yourself here. I love how you're showing up in your own reading. And in such a positive way. The World. If I get any more major arcana, the Eight of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, and Temperance. See, the World is cycles ending, cycles beginning. Major completion in some way. Oh, I get that with this, with the 10. Major completion of a cycle. Look at the Eight of Cups and the Four of Pentacles. If you've been pulled away emotionally and you haven't, the financial constraint, there's something that you're constraining yourself in, perhaps even now, or you're finding a constraint. And it's getting beyond this. Finding your way through it is perhaps even just persevering in it. This is all about taking time. There's a whole lot about taking time, which sort of tells me this isn't an energy that you're correcting. You know, this is kind of what you're walking into in December, and then you're going to fix it all up in January, February, March. This feels like you've been on this for a bit. You've been working on it for quite a bit. and things have alchemized, things have passed and changed the way they needed to change, including you. And then the Empress. Hubba Baba. Four of Wands, King of Pentacles. This is your celebration. This is a celebration. This is marrying the best parts of yourself together with the Four of Wands. And it could be even stepping onto a path where you find some sort of divine partnership with someone. It could be work. It could be something that you collaborate with in work. It could be like a romantic partner. I really do see yourself, though, just, you're going to have, your wealth is going to be good, which is interesting, right? There's some sort of sacrifice that happens with the financial constraints, but then it all just pours out in a big way, and you're sitting like the King of Pentacles here. And the Empress. This is a lot of physical abundance in your world, Leo. Nine of Cups. Five of Wands and the Chariot. Oh, maybe even this is inspiring you to fight for what it is that you really want, what you really hope for, what you really desire, what you really dream of. Being able to move towards that. Being able to get through any inner conflict that you have within yourself, and perhaps any conflicts outside of you, and resolving it and moving forward. It's just so exciting. I'm almost excited as a reader. Well, maybe a lot of you, people often only come to do tarot readings when they have problems. So yeah, we'll get some new people coming in. The old ones going away. Everything is okay now. I don't know, this is so beautiful, Leo. Okay, so I'm going to do the extended. Now what that's going to be, that will be interesting for you. I'm not doing like a timeline, splitting anything up. I'm going to go into my Spirit Animal Oracle deck, and I'm going to pick a tarot deck. I don't know which one yet. And I'm going to ask about 3 elements of your life. I'm going to ask about work and finances. That will be interesting with you having this come up. I'm going to ask about personal relationships. And then I'm going to ask about your spiritual growth and journey. So we'll look at those 3 elements in your extended as a whole for 2022. Thank you so much, Pussycat Nation. I am so excited for you guys. This is a really exciting reading. I don't know. I'm almost worried about the one zodiac sign that might get a bad one now because they've been so good. All right, guys. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.